will have heard of Dr. Henry Jekyll. You will have heard appalling things. I tell you this, he was my friend, and he was a seeker of truth. The radical theories, the life-altering drugs were part of a surge to illuminate the elements of goodness and evil, which are inherent in every human personality. Henry Jekyll believed he had found a way to control those separate elements, not merely for the furtherance of science, but for the relief of human sorrow and suffering.
He entered my life as a brilliant young scientist and became as dear to me as my own child. I came to feel the exhilaration of his knowledge and the profundity of his suffering as though they were mine. I came to understand Henry Jekyll. In a very real sense, his passion is consistently reenacted within every one of us.
He's beyond help, Henry.
Therefore, we treat him like an animal. He's a man, John. He has emotional responses as sensitive as any of ours. But the mind, the memory which allows him to express those emotions, rebels now and refuses to serve him. I know there's a means to reintegrate mind and emotion. There must be.
Your colleagues tell me your theories are infinitely more dangerous than he is. They say you're trespassing on hallowed ground when you experiment with the human mind.
My colleagues are cowards, afraid of what they don't understand. How can we call ourselves civilized if we're not prepared to help him and every wretched soul like him?
He's lost, Henry. Lost to himself and to the world. You will never reach him.
I have to try.
You have tried
No, it's not true, John. John, I'm at the point of perfecting a formula, a combination of rare drugs.
I admire your tenacity, Henry, but I question your philosophy. Do you seriously believe your drugs can change what God has set in motion?
Yes, yes, he can be changed, Sir Danvers. We shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. Lost in the darkness, silence surrounds you. Once there was morning, now endless night. If I could reach you, I'd guide you and teach you to walk from this darkness back into the light. Deep in your silence, please try to hear me. I'll keep you near me till night passes by. I will find the answer. I'll never desert you. I promise you this, till the day that I die. Good night, Father.
There's a face that we wear in the cold light of day.
It's society's mask, it's society's way.
And the truth is that it's all a facade. There's a face that we hide till the night time appears.
And what's hiding inside, behind all of our fears,
Is our true self locked inside the facade.
Every day, people in their own sweet way like to add a coat
the state. But there's one thing I know, and I know it for sure. This disease we've got has got no ready cure. And I'm certain life is terribly hard
When your life's a facade.
Look around you, I have found you cannot tell by looking at the surface what is lurking there beneath it. See that face now, I'm prepared to bet you what you see is not what you get, cause man's a master of deceit.
So what is the sinister secret? The lie he will tell you is true.
It's that each man you meet on the street isn't one man, but two.
Nearly everyone you see like him and her and you and me pretends to be a pillar of society,
A model of propriety,
sobriety and piety.
shudders at the thought of notoriety. The ladies and gents here before you,
Which none of them ever admits.
they have saintly looks,
But we're sinners and crooks, hypocrites. Hypocrites. There are preachers who kill, there are killers who preach. There are teachers who lie, there are liars who teach. Take your pick, dear, cause it's all a facade.
If we're not one but two, are we evil or good? Do we walk the fine line that we'd cross if we could? Are we waiting
To break through the facade. One or two, like a kind of well-to-do. Ah, they're as bad as me and you, right down to their windows.
I'm inclined to think
Half mankind, fits the other half.
is it so?
Is it so? Is it so? facade? Man is not one but two. He is evil and good, and he walks a fine line. We'd all cross if we could.
it's a nightmare?
we can never discover.
So we stay on our guard. Though we love the facade.
What's behind the facade?
Look behind the facade.
The Board of Governors of St. Jude's Hospital is now met. Sir Danvers Carew presiding.
Here.
Also in attendance, His Grace, the Bishop of Basingstoke.
Yes.
The Right Honourable Sir Archibald Proops.
Yes.
Lord Savage, Lady Beaconsfield, and General Lord Glossop.
Glossop. Glossop.
Yes. And yourself, Mr. Stride.
Simon Stride, Honorary Secretary, respectfully recording the order of business.
I'm already late for two other board meetings.
it.
Henry. Dr. Jekyll, the sole purpose for our extraordinary meeting is to permit you to explain the very unusual request that you've previously submitted to us in writing.
Niceties and proceed with the matter at hand.
Certainly, Mr. Stride. Forgive my good manners. Distinguished governors, in each of us there reside two separate natures, two distinct personalities, one dark, one light, one good, one evil. Now, it is the curse of mankind that these two extremes should be constantly at war.
Henry, to the point.
It is clear to me now that we have the power to divide this primitive duality of man into its separate components, to isolate what is functional from what is dysfunctional, and to control these elements forever. My experiments with various animals have convinced me that this separation, the behavioral control of which I speak, is more than theoretical. It is achievable. I must now be permitted to test my formula and my theory on a human subject.
What? A human soul?
To be prodded and tested like a laboratory rat?
Yes, madam. Yes, gentlemen. I,
Very good.
a man whom society has already abandoned as hopeless, an inmate of this prison.
Prison? No, Henry.
And you would perform your surgery on this pitiful creature's brain?
No, as I've already explained to this august body, my treatment takes the form of rare drugs precisely combined and administered through hypodermic injection.
What?
There are doomed broken souls in 1,000 asylums, left there to rot for the lack of a plan. In the name of compassion and medical science, I can save many lives if you give me one man.
I tell you now, the church will never sanction it.
Sacrilege, lunacy, blasphemy, heresy.
Dear Mr. Stride, I am simply a scientist. I have a code to which I remain true. I don't presume to the stature of moralists. I leave pretensions like that, sir, to you.
Henry, I've always encouraged your enterprise, and I've been happy.
Make the police want to turn. Stand man, can't you see you're on your
If I ever need a further justification for my work, gentlemen, you just have provided it. Just an
Distinguished colleagues,